Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Dorgon 111, and welcome back to Room to Grow. Last time I pulled my hair out trying to get that puzzle solved, but eventually managed to do it. Today, let's start by looking at Puzzle B from the desert, and hope that it's not as bad as Puzzle A. I'm already scared. This one is mostly about the ad hoc nature of the grid, it seems. I will be able to push my structure down either, since it's almost all small grid squares, I'm going to call that 3, or 1 over here, it looks like. Is that right? Hold on. No, that's 2 spaces. Got it. So I can push the whole structure down 2 or 3. And so the question is, how do I get this guy in the right spot? And interestingly, interesting indeed. Getting him into the right kind of like left-right area seems like it's going to be a challenge. I'm just going to do some ridiculous stuff here at the start, just to try to get a sense of... Okay, now he's in the correct left-right column. It took him a long time to get there. Suppose, along the way, I had first done one of these to get some of my body out of the way. And then done this. Now can I just pull him down? Is this the answer? Hold on. Is this the answer? That's the answer. I think it literally took me 2 hours to do A, and I just did B in like a minute and a half. I'll take it. I'll happily take it. But that was just such a difference. Oh my goodness. Alright, is this part going to be interesting? I guess we'll find out. Hopefully not. I would like uninteresting. Alright, I forgot about what was going on over here. So, okay. So I need to get the one guy back up to that one place. How? 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 Seriously, how do I get out of here? It doesn't seem like I can ever get this guy high enough to get on the correct grid relative to the other stuff. And I can only push the structure right or down. Oh, no, he's not on the grid still. Because he's offset by half. Oh, I just realized something. Which is that this pushes him by like 1.5 or something, doesn't it? It does. And it also pushes by 1.5 up here. Got it. So, you want me to... Oops. You want me to do... this... and this. And now he's back on the grid. Okay, great. Once I read what was going on there, it was no problem at all. I don't remember if we checked out the beginning of Desert. Yeah, I never solved Puzzle 8. So I think this was the first one I skipped in the desert. So let's come back to it and see if I've learned anything. Seems like a simple possibility space. I vaguely remember doing this one. So at some point I need to get part of me on the left-hand side of this guy. And then mostly move him up. And then slightly over. And the question becomes how to make the slightly over bit work like the right amount. Oh, right, because you can't do that. So yeah, really quick. Once you push that way... Once you push on the left-hand side, how can you ever push on the right-hand side? I guess by doing that. Okay. So, I think I need to push up once to get him out. Then I want to push to the side once so that I can then push my whole structure up again and give myself an opportunity to push to the other side, except for the other side doesn't go that way. So I should have pushed on the left-hand side first, maybe? So suppose I pushed on the left-hand side first. I can't push on the left-hand side from here. Suppose I pushed on the left-hand side first here. That overshoots. But then if I pushed one back to the right, that would be correct. Okay. So, here's what I think I'm seeing. I have to push on the left-hand side to shift the structure to the right once. I have to push on the right-hand side to shift the structure to the left once. That'll get the cactus in the right, left-right vertical alignment. And the question is, how do I do that while being sufficiently wrapped around him? And the answer would be... Right. I can't push on the left right now. But I can push on the right now. But now I still can't push on the left. Yeah, how do you ever push on the left to move the structure to the right? How did I just do that before? I guess you do it right at the beginning. And the problem with that is now I'm not actually bringing the cactus up. So I have to do it at the beginning and be wrapped around him and bring the cactus up. And that's impossible because in order to bring the cactus up, you have to be down here. But then I am not wrapped around him on this side. Okay, let's reduce this to a simpler problem. How is it possible to ever push here? And the answer is, none of me can be further than this column. If I go anywhere over here to the right, and then try to push this way, I'm going to bang against that. So, if I'm going to push, feels like that might need to be the opening move. If that is the opening move, but then I'm not below him. And if I do this, then I'm not to the left of him. Alright, this is what makes this so tough. And if I do... this... this would work except for the fact that I'm still bumping up against the right. So I have to make the leftward push before I've gone all the way over to make the rightward push. But I can't make it yet here. And there's no way to go down from here. Oh, but I can go down here. Ah, that's something that I just missed. So now can I make the leftward push and then go down and make the rightward push? I think this almost does it. It almost does it. Except for I'm banging up against the edge again. So I have too many upward shifts. So I used up all of my upward shifts before I had a chance to. Okay, but the key thing that I missed is that I can go down from here. So knowing that... is that what I just did? I think that's what I just did. Yeah. So how else can I use this downward shift profitably? I'm not sure. Because it feels like I need part of me to be here, to the left of the cactus, so that I can push to the right. And I need part of me to be here, below the cactus, so I can push it up. Right at the beginning. And so the only way to do that is either starting like this, which seems pretty bad. Yeah, I just keep running into the same problem, which is I've already done all my upward shifts by the time I can push over to the right. Okay, let's forget about moving the cactus, and let's just try to move my structure all the way that I want to move it. So, I want to be able to push to the right, and then later I want to be able to push to the left. Okay, I managed to do both of those pushes, and if the cactus had come with me, he would have been just to the left of my pot and been in the right location. Is that true? Yes, he's just to the left of my pot. So, that moved my structure properly. Let's just do it one more time to make sure we know exactly what we're doing. Which is, I pushed once on this side, and then it could have either been here or here, but then I pushed once on the right side. So, how do I do that and keep the cactus with me? Let me think about it on my own for just a moment. A vague radical thought has occurred to me, which is I didn't push my entire structure up all the way when I just did this. So when I just tried to make the series of moves, I got my pot in the right hand, in the correct spot, just to the right of the goal. I could still push the whole structure up one. So what if... What if what? What if I don't carry the cactus with me upwards right at the beginning? So what if I do this? Don't carry the cactus upward yet, but only start trying to carry him upward now. Oh, but I have a problem. I am not on the left-hand side of him. Can I correct that problem? Nope. I don't believe I can. Not that way. Could I have corrected that problem elsewise somehow? I did this and started pushing up. I don't think so. And I don't think ever doing this is gonna help. I'm gonna do this again anyway, just to kind of prove something to myself. Yeah, so now we just ran into the same problem again. Okay. So... I doubt that there's ever a way that I can get on the left-hand side once I start like this. It's not entirely true. But I'm not pushing him to the right, which is kind of the problem. So if I need something to the left of the cactus, it seems like I either start like this, or I start like this. This one limits me tremendously, because... Is there any chance... I haven't really looked at this much lately. Is there any chance that I can start like this? I don't think so. Because, yeah, now the problem is that's still over there, right? That's what we discovered before. Which is basically I can't push against the right-hand side to push the structure to the left before pushing against the left-hand side to push against the structure to the right. Because once I've pushed on the right-hand side, there's never any room on the left-hand side. Or maybe I reverse that. So that's a non-starter. So if I do wrap around him from the bottom, and I have to push on the left-hand side first, and it seems like that's the only way I can push on the left-hand side first. And then we get into this exact solution that I've looked at like 11 times now. That does not work. So that implies that going this way is a non-starter. So it seems like we're starting this way. From here, I can either push to the left first, or I could push down first. Down does not seem good. Actually, hold on. If I do push down, this is actually a little bit interesting. It allows me to do this. I've run out of upward pushes, though. I won't be able to push the cactus high enough. Okay, so that's not going to work. So pushing down is no good. So if I push left, and push this guy back up with my head, hey, I think we might be getting somewhere all of a sudden. Because now I can push this guy down, and push him to the right, and push him down. There we go. I did it. I did it. I solved the puzzle. Okay, so that was number 8. I believe I just want to exit the desert, just because I think there's only one puzzle remaining in the desert. But I think we have to go outside in order to see the total. Yes, 37 to 38. So there's only one puzzle left. And that was number, I want to say it was like 31 or something. I don't remember exactly why I really was feeling loathing about coming back to it, but I remember feeling loathing about coming back to it. So I am nervous, but it's right up here in the middle. Yeah, it's 31. Alright, what was this crazy puzzle? I only vaguely remember this. And so the problem was trying to get one of my heads down at the bottom is kind of what I remember. So, let's kind of remember some of it together. So, I need this guy to get somewhere. Looks like in order to get on this grid, he has to go over here. Then he can try to move down to the bottom, but it involves shifting the whole structure down, and right now it's impossible for him to shift the whole structure down, so that's a shame. Alright, so how do I get the whole structure shifted down to make that happen? If I did this, this guy can go places, but again, well, I guess I could have done this before as well. My bottom head is not on the grid. So he's asleep. So what did I need to do differently to have him not on the grid? I see, I needed to do this. Okay. So if I do that and move the structure down, now this guy can do his thing. And now the problem is just, how am I ever going to get anybody over to the other place? Is the same head going to push both of them? It doesn't seem possible. Once the guy Once one cactus head ends up in the lower grid, there is no way to move the structure up. Therefore, the lower head can never return from the lower grid. Therefore, the implication is, before he goes and pushes the bottom cactus up, he has to somehow make his way over to the right and push that one cactus to the right. However, I note that maybe he could push it to the right with his structure rather than with his actual head. Yeah, that seems plausible. So here's what I'm thinking now. I do this bit. I do... I don't know, this bit. Yeah, I haven't done this in the right order. How much would I have to push him? Oh, that overshoots too. Oh. Oh, okay. So I could do this. Have him push that guy. Now I need to drag the structure back to the left, which is plausible. However, I didn't leave myself to also go down. If I had done this, then there's a way to push the structure back down, except my pot's in the way. And also, the other head is currently not properly aligned on the grid. And also, I never use that little X that's hanging up in free space, which suggests that maybe I missed part of the puzzle somewhere. So what if I use this little bit to go here for reasons I do not yet understand. Actually, to go here for reasons I do not yet fully understand. Then went here and here. Push this guy. But I need to be properly grid aligned for the puzzle below. Which I'm not exactly, but let's imagine things are going to work out happily ever after. Now I'm grid aligned for him. And so, except for the fact that my pot is banging right here, if I were able to move down, the other head would be on the grid and he'd be able to push the other guy and we'd be done. So the only problem that I ended up with here was that my pot banged at the end. So is there a way to not have my pot bang at the end? Which is to say, is there a way to have the beginning part of my structure pushed farther to the right before we started pulling back to the left? Or something along those lines. And also, I just want to look at what the other head did. He came around. He went up and over and down. Okay. Let's actually just kind of undo this step by step so I can see. Yeah, this guy walked across that square right there. Okay. And that one right there. Okay. I think I kind of understand what he did. So I want to try to pull my entire structure farther to the right when I have an opportunity to do so. Alright, so here he needs to walk a half step to the right so that he can get on this grid and walk to the opposite corner. Is that where I want to be? Yeah. And now he's on this grid. And he's going to push this guy. And I forget if he needs to be back over to the left. I don't have an opportunity to shift this farther to the right, do I? Is there any chance that I can do something like this? No. Yeah, I can't shift this farther to the right now. And also, this guy should have been pressing from here when he was pressing. Alright, so this is ending up exactly where I was before, but let's just do it again. So that I can kind of see what's going on again. Right. So that would work except for my pot tail. Can I do something different with my pot tail at the beginning? Not that I can see. Let me do all those steps again because I just need to see that on the screen one more time. So this guy came up here. This guy pushed him to the right. This guy went a half step to the right. This guy pushed him over here. This guy went up and over. Sorry, this guy pushed him one more to the right and then also pushed him down. This guy finished his business over here. This guy brought him back. This guy goes down here on the grid. And then this guy tries to push down. Okay, so from here, looking at the beginning of how my pot originally split into two heads, I really couldn't have done anything else in terms of the shape there. And the rest of that all felt really good. Was there a way to move the structure down earlier? That is to say... Well, no, because I can't bring it down until this guy is properly grid aligned. And it looks like this is the first opportunity for him to get properly grid aligned. Which means he's kind of already run out of space, but maybe it means that I've utilized... Maybe it means I've utilized this bit incorrectly. Like, maybe I do want to start down here or something? That doesn't seem like it's gonna help. Alright, I think we correctly reasoned before that I can't do the bottom bit first, but remind me what happens when I try to do the bottom bit first. Okay, bottom bit. Now we come back to the left. Right, there's no way to go up. That was the problem. So I like all my reasoning. And I just don't like the outcome. I forgot to push over here. Yeah, this all looks so good. Can I push down more now? This is an interesting question. What if I push down more now? He's not grid aligned. Right. The problem is the other head has to go down another half step in order to get on the grid to do anything interesting with bottom cactus. And in order to move him down a half step, He has to get back over here. Huh. What am I not thinking about? What could I do differently? It feels like that whole series is right. It feels like the upper head has to do all the leverage pushing. The lower head has to push the cacti. It has to push the top cactus before it can push the bottom cactus for rock solid reasons. And given the grid alignment, it seems like almost that exact series of moves is all that I can do. And yet, my pot is now in the way from shifting down at the end. So if my pot were not in the way from shifting down at the end, it would imply that the structure to the right of the pot were somehow narrower? Or longer. Hold on. Was there a place that I could go to the right? I'm starting to get an inkling of something, maybe? Which is, can I get this guy going to the right somehow, somewhere? For example, as ridiculous as it seems. Alright, that doesn't work at all, but the idea was I was going to get this guy started farther over to the right so we'd be able to poke the cactus from farther away. But I think that's not what I want to do. What if he doesn't... Okay, what if this guy doesn't do this move at the start? What if instead this guy does all the starting leverage? And the problem is now the bottom cactus is sleeping because he's not on a grid corner. And even if this guy moves him... Yeah, hold on. This guy could move him down... Oh, he's going the wrong way. Alright, so in that case... What if we did this? Now this guy wakes up. He's on the grid. He's on the wrong end of the grid. He's not going to be able to do anything useful here. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything useful there. So it does feel like this bit was necessary in order to get this guy on this grid soon enough to do anything interesting. Yeah, this all just feels so necessary. Oops. Is there any chance that I want to move things to the left now? I don't think so. I think I still want to do that. I'm just doing all the exact same steps over and over again. I mean, it all works out so perfectly to do this. I'm going to have a hard time seeing my way out of it. I pushed this cactus with my head. Is there any chance that I could push him with structure later, somehow, instead? Let's take a look at that. So let's leave that cactus there and just focus on getting the head to the bottom. And I still can't do it because I've come up with exactly the same problem, which is by the time I try to push him down far enough, my pot is in the way. That's a pretty big problem. One that I do not see how to remedy. Alright, suppose I imagine I'm going to somehow push the top cactus with my structure after having dealt with the bottom cactus. So, I do this. Actually, is that what I want to do? Hold on. I think so. Let's just start with this. I do this. No, I need to push... Yeah, the problem is I need to push the top cactus to the right only a half a square, and I can only do that with the head. If I push my structure, I'm going to push him a whole square to the right and kill him. So that'll never work. So I had to get a head next to the upper cactus in order to push him to the goal. Now, I think it was possible to get a head to the upper cactus doing something like this. Oops. Doing something like this. So I'm ignoring the little top grid portion right now. Just using this bit. And then... no, this is not good. Let's stay there. Let's move things down like this. And then come back over, and now I'm just, yeah, way too far. Way to the far to the right. So yeah, the purpose of this move is basically to kind of keep my structure out of the way while this guy's moving to the right so that I have a way to come back down to the left. I have to move further this way and then down. There's like 3 different ways I could go down. I could go down here. I could go down here. Or I could go down here. And I've been doing this one. I don't think any of them really matter. Like which one I choose. Because I don't think I'm getting in my way. Yeah, the thing that's gotten in my way is the pot. Is there a way to move the pot right at the beginning? I can move it downwards. That's not going to help me. That's just going to make things worse. I can't move it upwards because there's no way to move the whole structure up. And can I move it rightwards? No, maybe. This is interesting. Oops, hold on. What if I moved it rightwards, right at the beginning? The problem is, how do I get this guy right? Actually, hold on. Where does this actually get me? It's vaguely interesting. The other head is always wrongly grid aligned. But what if the other head, what if the other head gets rightly grid aligned? Coming behind the pot? Is that even possible? Yes. But I don't think there's any possible way to recover from this now. Because the head still has to move farther to the right, and now my whole structure's in the way. Alright, I ended up looking at a solution because I wanted to get this done. And it was unexpected. The move that I never saw coming was to start like this. Is that right? Yeah, because then I can get this guy very tightly wound, closer to my pot than he usually is, because he's circled back around to the left to get up here. And then we still need to move him over here. And now I need to move the structure down. So now we can go and touch this one, and he's still very tightly wound on the right-hand side. And so now, if I move him back, He can go down. And now there's room to move the whole structure down, and the pot is not nearly as far over. Yes, and that's going to do it. Okay. I see now where my blind spot was, but yeah, I'm not sure if I was going to be able to find my way out of that. But in any case, that's the last desert puzzle solved. And I think maybe that is the whole game now. I think we did all of them. I don't remember if it says at the end what our completion percent is. But I think we did all the forest and all the mountain and all the desert. And I think those are the 3 zones. So this was a cool, fun game. I did end up having to look up 3 or 4 puzzles and really bang my head against 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, a cute game. I enjoyed it. Simple mechanics that just built in a couple of different interesting directions. And yeah, also made for a series that comes in, I believe, under 20 episodes, if I'm counting correctly. So I'm pleased by that. This was just kind of the right size bite thing that I wanted to try to find right now. And so I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing. And I'm not sure what's up next, but look forward to it. Hope you guys are having a great day. I will see you when I see you.